People who found the Reddit account of people they know in real life. What's the weirdest, most shocking thing you found in their profile? One of my favorite university professors has been on Reddit forever. Like since 2006 or something. We found his username and discovered he was the moderator of a very silly cat meme subreddit. Probably made him even more likable after that, haha. I found out he once tried to hang himself, but used a 2-week rope. Luckily there was someone asking about it, and he said that he's okay now. And it was a long time ago. I never would have thought. Not so shocking, but I found my friend's account and I found out that he was depressed and posted a lot in depression. After I found out, I tried to help him. One of my ex-girlfriends kept asking me if I had ever had a pill addiction and wouldn't drop it. It came out of the blue as I don't even take painkillers after dental work, etc. One day it came to a head and she called me a liar because she found my Reddit account and she said that I had posted about using Ambien. Thanks, you dead seagull. Hope you stopped using Ambien recreationally. My penis. She had told me she was interested in posting on Gone Wild. I had just kind of forgotten about it. One day, bam, there's my dick inside of her, posted on the internet for all to see. Guy I used to work with is apparently a champion shitposter karma farmer. You know Gallo Boob. I delete my Reddit account every couple of months just in case my friends see it looking over my shoulder at my phone screen or something. Matter of fact. Hold on a minute. I'll be right back. Emma, go check out my posts and delete everything I wouldn't want friends and family seeing. I discovered that my boyfriend was stealing my offhanded jokes about wrestlers and posting them as commentary in Ask Weredsicle. I know. He knows I know. But I'm happy to be his karma farm. I found my, at the time, boyfriend's account. And because he spent a lot of time on Reddit, I decided to snoop to see what he was doing. I saw his post about how in love he was with his ex-girlfriend. And what he had with his current GF, me, was superficial and not worth anything. Ouch. A kid I went to university with found out I was on Reddit. I wouldn't tell him my username, but I stupidly told him my fav subs. He combed through them until he found me. At school. He started telling me about posts I had made years and years ago. It was effing weird. And if you are still creeping me, bugger off, weirdo. Edit. Whoa. Over 9k upvotes. That my friend who's a doctor literally trolls my freakum girls asking for scat. Might not be trolling. How professional. Weirdest. One guy I knew had gone missing for over 7 years but was posting on Reddit giving clues to his whereabouts. Found a buddy who posts about taking LSD and eating mushrooms all the time. He made me promise not to tell anyone. I found my IT guy on here asking for IT advice every 30 minutes. That's what IT's job is. Basically. Someone that I'm friendly with but not close as phimosis. Another one that I'm no longer friends with is a gay furry. Read it too fast and thought it said Guy Fieri. High school English teacher posts nude pics of his wife, and yes. I'm still at the school. Edit. Not posting his username because he could lose his job. Plot twist. OP is homeschooled. I learned that a woman I was dating at the time had a kid when she was in high school under not great circumstances. We were both 20 at this point. Her sister was actually her daughter. I felt terrible for creeping and haven't done it since. Told her what I did and she told me everything. Edit. It wasn't incest, guys. WTF. Edit 2. My top post is about me being a creeper. Thanks, Reddit. This was years ago. But still relevant. I was dating a girl at the time. I'm gay, and would frequent our actual lesbians. And they had a selfie Saturday megathread. My girlfriend and I were long distance for about 2 years. And doing pretty good, I thought. One day I was on there and saw pictures of my girlfriend with another girl on a date. I was in shock. But the kicker was, In the girl's post history, the first picture of them together 3 months before then. I had no clue and was devastated. Needless to say, we broke up. But it was a pretty shitty way to find out. Found several classmates. I found nothing, just milquetoast talk about school and work. I was a little let down tbh. OMG. I can answer one. I found the husband of a woman I almost dated back in the mid 2000s on here. She got married shortly after our thing, if you can call it that. Her husband was on here asking for advice because he was being physically abused by her. It blew my mind. I found a guy that I have been on a date with on our Forvarelona dating. Guess he'd rather be alone forever than ask me on a second date. FML. Found a good friend of mine that I am very much in touch with but had no idea used Reddit. Turns out she's as boring on here as I am. My dad found my ex on Gone Wild, which led to an awkward conversation with him. And an even more awkward conversation with her. I told her that huge Invader Zim tat would get attention. Lol. I'm surprised your dad admitted he was browsing Gone Wild. I don't know her. She was a friend of my brother's and lived down the street our childhood. I saw an AMA about a woman with alopecia and popped in as I have a friend with it and was curious since I don't ask her questions on it. The woman was talking about how it started after her mom passed. I thought, oh, that must be common. That happened to my brother's friend as well. Then she mentioned she did advocacy and it was her goal to make everyone more aware. Okay. That makes sense. That's what his friend does as well. Then she mentioned being an EMT. So was brother's friend. Then she mentioned the area of the country she lives. Finally clicked on the photo proof. And there she was. I didn't say anything and haven't looked her info up. My husband found his ex-girlfriend. She mainly posts about makeup now. But her best post was her asking for advice because her current boyfriend thought her nipples were too big and they could only have sex with their shirts on. Imagine nipples too big being such a deal breaker that you need those tits covered up. I didn't find someone. They found me. It was my wife. She wasn't happy with me. He's dead. That's his wife posting. My wife found my account and was pleasantly surprised by my thoughtful and insightful posts. It's a good thing she didn't find your old man. Middle son. He left his account logged in on the family computer and I was like, what happened to my stuffs? Because I am dumb. Then I snooped because my kid is funny at FCK and I wanted to see if he was the online equivalent of his weirdness in person. In high school he somehow and inexplicably started a trend amongst his friends of randomly toting about coconuts. He started a small coconut supply black market ring for kids whose parents would not invest in a coconut for them to drag around like a pet rock. The last thing he had posted was about me. He had answered some sort of a scredit saying that I had had a shitty childhood and that I had broken the cycle of abuse. He said even though my stories from my childhood can be hilarious, humor is a coping method FTW. He was always pretty disturbed by them too. It's still one of the top 5 best compliments I've ever received. Mostly because I was never supposed to hear it. I told him I was a snoop. Apologized and gave him a big hug. I found him because he's one of the top players in a really small game community. And when I went to his profile, the only comments other than on that game subs were on Twincest posts or vehemently defending Twincest as a fetish. It suddenly made more sense why his twin brother moved to another continent after high school. Found out a friend was into bondage. And at that moment, everyone on Reddit combed through to see if they had been found. After reading this thread, I'm very happy I treat my Reddit account as a public-facing profile. My friend knows my Reddit name and he's probably reading this because he's a creepy stalker. High end. Saw a picture of a girl I went on a few dates with in our roast. Checked out her profile and saw that she posted nudes to various subs. Sadly, she has since deleted her account. One of my friends took my goddamn Instagram picture of my footprints of sand on top of snow and posted it mildly interesting and took credit. You yellow splodge creeps on me daily to the point where did be concerned if he stopped. True internet friend. You didn't tag me properly. If you use a capital apparently it won't notify me. I'm pretty sure half the students I've taught have found me on our drum corps and are probably shocked at how unsurprising my history is. I found one of my friends is a neo-Nazi. He was trying to explain why Holocaust was fake to someone. Not quite what you're looking for, but I had a friend who got addicted to opiates and pharmaceuticals, eventually heroin. He went dark on all social media and Steam. Luckily he's used the same screen name for everything since he was like 16, so it was nice to see that he's still alive. I looked up to see if he had a Reddit account under that name one day, and sure enough there were a bunch of posts in our city's subreddit. He still posts on that account and his life is average. My husband found mine just the other day after I posted a very long and rambling drunken comment and left the phone unlocked and open to it. My fiancée registered signee found mine. She told me that she was surprised just how boring my post history is. Good thing she didn't find my alternate. I discovered my best friend's username when he left me to find a film for us to watch on his PC. Not realizing he had left Reddit open. Curiosity got the better of me, so I checked it out later on. I quickly discovered that his girlfriend also had a Reddit account and they seemed to follow each other around Reddit, commenting on each other's posts. Mostly gaming and movie related. I also discovered that they both look at furry PRN and that his girlfriend has posted a couple of nudes with captions like "Sorry guys, I'm taken." I have never told them that I know their secrets. My fiancé found mine after I used his computer to log in. Thanks a lot. Reddit. I've posted some uncomplimentary things about his mother. I know the Reddit account of an old school friend. He doesn't know that I know. Occasionally I'll post something in reply to one of his posts that hints at something I know. I think of it as a way to scare the shit out of him. Found a colleague who is apparently super racist from a post in our local town sub. Complaining about POC at our workplace. Idiot tried to disguise his identity by using false names for individuals and the organization, but left more than enough about the incident in question for it to be clear who he was. The next day I asked him if he had heard of Reddit. When he said no, I told him he should sign up and described a few of the innocent subs he regularly posted in. Mentioned a few posts he'd commented on. He went white as a sheet and deleted his account that night. The next day I asked him if he had heard of Reddit. Sort of short-sighted on your part. With pretty minimal information, I was able to recognize the Reddit account of an acquaintance who's a local business owner. Nothing juicy. But it's sometimes entertaining to see them recommend their business as if they were a patron and not the owner. Was browsing a NSFW sub when I saw pics of a girl I knew who moved to the other side of the country. Looked at her posts out of curiosity and saw more of her than I ever thought I would, and learned she was having sex for money and was looking for sugar daddies on here. I found a friend's Reddit account and it led to an upsetting find. My friend and I go to lunch every Tuesday at 11 on the dot. And have been for over a year. We always get Thai and we call it Thai Tuesday. Well, I went on vacation for a couple weeks. And I think you know where this train is headed. That son of a bitch went to Thai Tuesday without me. Twice. I hope your combination house fried rice, Thai hot, and large Thai tea are completely underwhelming, you traitorous prick. I found an entire subreddit dedicated to a girl I went to high school with. She's a cam girl with a large following. It was pretty shocking to say the least. I don't know her personal account though. I found a co-worker on one of the SI pen pal subreddits, asking to become pen pals with a transgender MTF girl. He said it sounded interesting to talk to someone who also had a dick. Also, my co-worker was Christian and in a long-term relationship in real life. He also posted about how he lured an L play but his girlfriend hated it. Maybe that's why he wanted a SI trans pen pal. He thought they would be into it. Found out my co-worker was a secret nude fetish model the other day. I haven't said anything yet. Like, how do you go about revealing that? Or maybe it's just more beneficial to keep it a secret. I don't know. I found the Reddit account of the child I gave up for adoption and it broke my heart. I found out the child was looking for me and used the information in the reunion post to do some internet research. I found out on Reddit that the child had become hooked on drugs and was abused. Yeah, no. You delude yourself into thinking that because you put your child first and made the ultimate sacrifice for them that it means nothing bad will ever happen to them. But it does. And I can't help but feel responsible. That despite my best intentions I did this. I caused this. I know it sounds a little narcissistic. But it's hard not to feel that way. Our reunion was not successful and I haven't been the same since. Yeah, the reverse happened to me. I posted about my depression and suicidal ideations and someone from my work put the clues together and figured out who I was. It was extremely disheartening and kind of an eye-opener about how easy it is for your online persona to be exposed. I felt safe posting things I couldn't talk about and it got me through a really dark period of my life. And all of a sudden that comfortable anonymity was gone. Now I'm just going to bottle everything up inside instead. Don't do that. Man. You need to talk to someone. I mean, I already knew the Reddit account, but I found out my ex cheated on me, emotionally maybe physically, when she posted about being single after her relationship with the woman she left me for fell apart. A lot of dots were connected. My friend who I've known since kindergarten is gay. Found a post on a naughty sub. Saw a tattoo that looked familiar. Stalked the profile for a little while. Noticed a few more details on some more pics. 100% sure it was an old friend's sister. Told her about it while drunk at a party. She confesses and makes me promise not to tell. Question mark? Question mark? Hooks up once in a while when we feel like it. Once in a while. Not exactly the answer to Arp's question. But my kids know my Reddit name so I can't post the juicy stuff I'd like to. Use alts. Dad. Best bud used the same username for YouTube, Steam, and so on. Plugged it into Reddit and sure enough it was his account. Found out he was chronically lonely and had lots of anxiety around women. Tons of posts on self-help and depression subs. Thumbed through his history for about 15 seconds before I closed out and never looked at it again. Did you talk to him about it? Maybe help him through it? Found boyfriend's account. We were early in our relationship and he had posted to a sub regarding his narcissistic parents and how they hated me. He was venting about his parents, as I had heard before. But he just spoke plainly about how much he loved me and didn't want to lose me. It seems like a small thing. But it was just the fact that even to strangers on the internet he was open about how determined he was for us to be together and he said he wanted to marry me. I blushed and smiled when I read it. None. But I'm waiting for a friend to look through my comment history and bring up how much of a degenerate I am. Still looking for them. Still looking? The fact that one of her male friends beat her up a few years ago. There was other stuff I didn't expect. And some lingerie pics. But that one really shocked me. She doesn't know I ever read her profile and we're not close at all. We were at school together although she's younger than me. My friend's dad talking about how much he likes anal. Found someone I knew on our roastman roasted the shitty out of them lol. That we both watch H3H3. My roommate told me he had replied to Arp's reply to a comment on a post in a certain subreddit. Within 5 minutes. I found him on the first post I checked and the first comment chain. Nothing really juicy. Just some cringy lol posts in his history. I'd been to a tech party of sorts and this guy was talking to my husband and me. He heard what I worked on and offered me a job at his fledgling startup. I had no interest in the position. But said I could refer some of my friends. I find his LinkedIn. I check out his previous credentials. One of them is an app with a unique name. I Google the app. I find a Reddit post on a startup subreddit talking about it. I look at the rest of his Reddit posts. Posts on Arnothop. Some sub about finding WHRES. Posts on ArmTau. Nope. Not going to refer my female friends to this guy.